You know, when it comes to best airports in the US, you'd probably think one of the bigger cities would take the cake. But wouldn't you know, it's cities like Tampa and, yes, Indianapolis that routinely get ranked as some of the best in this vast country. This very early morning, I'll be taking a flight aboard Spirit Airlines from mentioned airport here in the state of Indiana down to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, before finishing up the flying part of this trip with one more hop to New York City. Since I really didn't get a ton of sleep overnight, and me having some time here before boarding starts, I stood in line and waited to get some coffee and breakfast. Besides some convenience stores, Tinker Coffee Company was pretty much the only option this early, and apparently as I arrived to my gate A20, there looks to be another one about to be built right here. So, unfortunately, things don't always go to plan when I book these trips. More specifically, when I book trips expecting to go on particular aircraft. This morning's flight down to Fort Lauderdale was supposed to be on a Spirit A320neo, as I've yet to fly it. But instead, Spirit decided to send us a good old Skittles regular A320, that being N628NK. Well, a fun fact, my first ever ride on Spirit was aboard a Skittles livery plane. And my last ever ride on Spirit may well be also a Skittles plane if I don't go on this airline again before JetBlue takes them over. This morning, I boarded with group 2 of 4, which means I did something. Yes, as the title suggests, I'm cheating today on Spirit. I'll be sitting in the exit row, seat 12A. If you fly Spirit a lot, you'll notice this cabin has their oldest product, which means extra padding on the seat back and for your butt, slightly larger armrests, tighter legroom behind me, and tray tables that aren't baby-sized. Now, for what this exit row seat offers, obviously, legroom is the biggest thing, with me having plenty of room as a taller person. Safety card is in front, in the seat back pocket, and I almost forgot, but the pocket is actually a pocket, and not a few straps. Another huge pro of this older hard product. The downside being it looking like it's about to fall apart, but no complaints here. Lights and air vents are controlled up top conventional style, and overhead bins are of the smaller variety, as are the windows, with the exit row shade folding up instead of down. After boarding was finished up and a flight attendant stopping by asking for yeses from all us exit row passengers, it was time to go back down to the Sunshine State.
hopefully all the way to Fort Lauderdale. Around an hour and 45 minutes still to go for real touchdown, 723 miles. We appreciate your business.
flight time down to South Florida from Indiana this morning will be 2 hours and 15 minutes, and already I'm realizing this is easily my most comfortable Spirit flight. If your plane is full, like this one, I'd definitely recommend the exit row if the price isn't outrageous. Unfortunately, there wasn't any Wi-Fi on this plane, but Spirit has been slowly integrating it into their fleet. Now, while these older seats may be tighter, the tray tables, as you can see, are fit for an adult human. And since I'm in the exit row, they even extend. Because my last dinner and breakfast consisted of 2 bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches, I decided I'd try and get something else on this flight once the FAs came through, and looks like that's happening right about now.
You have chocolate and blueberry. Chocolate? Okay. Would you like anything to drink or just the muffin? It's going to be $3 on the card. Here you go, sir.
Personally, my favorite buy on board product is cup noodles. But since it was morning, I instead went for a $3 chocolate muffin. I've also gotten this in the past on Spirit, and like those times, today's was also very tasty. Since there was no Wi-Fi or free entertainment on board, I had to resort to pre-downloaded content, in this case, stuff from Disney+. If you didn't download anything, then, well, you either have the window, or maybe get this, the person next to you, someone you can talk to. Or there's always just getting some rest. Walking back to one of the 3 lavatories on board, we see how tight it really is. Spirit does put some minor personal touches inside their lavs, such as the soap bottle having various phrases on them and cool floor lights, but it's largely a very standard Airbus bathroom. Something also very standard is the aisle space, unlike in my last video on Allegiant, whose aisles are noticeably larger due to seat width being narrow. These are just as you'd find on most carriers. If you would like to see a video of me sitting back here in the sardine section, look no further than a few weeks back on my channel when I took Spirit's A320 down to Tampa, Florida from Pittsburgh. There you can see me all crunched up, getting the true Spirit experience. Since we were getting fairly close to the Fort Lauderdale area, it was time to start our initial descent and await our arrival into FLL, pretty much the only thing there is left to do on an ultra low-cost carrier. Luckily, today provided us some awesome views of the Atlantic and the eastern shores of Florida. I don't know if this will be my last ride with Spirit or not, but the $28 I spent on the exit row seats on top of the mere $19.60 ticket price, I think was a fantastic deal, and I really hope that this doesn't go away within the ultra low cost carrier US market if JetBlue takes them over. These days, it's hard to find anything close to that on any airline, so I really lucked out with a great flight on Spirit for only $48 and a legroom abundant seat. Let's face it, most people choose them for low fares, and I'm all for it. Just know ahead of time what you're getting yourself into. Everything on Spirit costs extra, from seat assignments to carry-on bags, check bags, snacks and drinks, and even checking in at a counter at the airport. So yes, be very vigilant flying Spirit, but if you do know your stuff, it can be a good airline to fly, sometimes even a comfortable airline to fly, and hopefully at some point I can get myself into reviewing one of the big front seats in the future, which is basically Spirit's first class. And I do hear it could even be better than some mainline first class seats. So we shall see if I can get myself into one of those. But as far as today, pretty routine experience on the flying school bus with an upgrade I really appreciated by the end.
Thank you.
Bye, thank you.
At this point, if you've been watching these series of videos, you'll know I've been saying my final destination is the Big Apple, which is now my next stop. But that I would not be doing from FLL, rather I'd have to take a gander south to another major airport in this populated region.
I think there's like too many planes for the amount of gates that are here too.
I'm sure y'all can guess where I'm currently headed in this Uber, so I will pick up right from this very car on the next video, where I'll finally end my summer 2021 travels in New York City. I really hope you guys enjoyed this Spirit flight from Indianapolis down to South Florida. Thank you all for watching, and catch you on the next one.